You're 41, you're the number 2 in the Detroit field office, 200 agents under your authority. You attend meetings in Washington, you brief congressional committees, you wear suits that cost more than your first month's rent in Detroit. The cases are bigger now. Terrorism, cyber, public corruption. A sitting congressman is taking bribes from a defense contractor. The evidence is solid. The politics are lethal. Washington wants the case. Washington also wants the congressman's party to win the midterms. These two things cannot coexist. You're told to slow the investigation, not stop it. Slow it. The word slow is doing the same heavy lifting that work did when Sarah asked why you kept canceling dinner. You slow it. The congressman wins re-election. The case resumes in January. He's indicted in March. Justice arrives. Just on a schedule that has nothing to do with justice. You don't sleep well that winter. Kate notices. She doesn't ask. She makes coffee at 5 a.m. and sits with you, and the silence between you isn't empty anymore. It's full of things you both agreed not to say. There's one night you carry differently. A Friday in November. Kate's birthday. You come home on time for once. She's surprised. You cook pasta. Badly. Your daughter helps. She stirs the sauce with a wooden spoon that's too big for her hands and gets marinara on the ceiling and laughs so hard she hiccups. Kate opens wine. You eat at the table, all three of you. No phone, no case file, no wiretap playing in the back of your mind. Your daughter tells a story about a boy at school who ate a crayon. She tells it like it's the most important event in human history. Kate catches your eye across the table and smiles, and the smile says this. This is what you're protecting, not the congressman, not the budget, not Washington. This table, this sauce on the ceiling, this laugh, you hold that night the way a man in deep water holds onto something that floats. Because at your level, the water doesn't recede, it just gets deeper. Level 6, the special agent in charge. You're 47. You run the entire Detroit field office, 400 agents, hundreds of support staff, a budget in the tens of millions. You're the face of the FBI in Michigan. Press conferences, community meetings, dinner with the mayor. Your name is in newspapers. Your decisions affect thousands of lives. A terror threat, a mass shooting investigation, a public corruption case that could bring down a governor. Each one lands on your desk, and you have 4 hours to make a decision that will be reviewed by historians and second-guessed by politicians and felt by families who will never know your name. Your daughter is 8. She draws a picture of you at school. Career day. In the picture, you're wearing a suit and holding a badge, and you're smiling. You're always smiling in her drawings. She brings it home and puts it on the refrigerator next to the photo of your commendation. 2 versions of you. The one your daughter sees and the one you actually are. The one in the drawing sleeps 8 hours and smiles and comes home for dinner. The real one sleeps 5 and stares at walls and missed her school play last month because a wiretap on a terror cell couldn't wait. Kate covered for you, told your daughter you were catching bad guys. Your daughter said, he always is. She said it like a fact, not a complaint. Somehow that's worse. Your mother calls on Sundays. She's 81 now. Her voice is thin and warm, and it sounds like the only frequency that still reaches the part of you that existed before Quantico. She asks if you were eating. You say yes. She asks about Kate, about your daughter. She doesn't ask about the job anymore. She stopped years ago. One Sunday, she says something that sits in your chest for weeks. She says, your father used to say the store was his whole life. Then he retired, and he realized his whole life was me and you and your sister. The store was just where he went when he forgot that. She lets the sentence sit. She doesn't explain it. She doesn't need to. There is no level 7. There's a director's office in Washington if you want it. More politics, more cameras, less of whatever's left of the person you were when you arrived at Quantico with a suitcase and no blueprint. The FBI doesn't recruit with money. The pay is average. The hours are inhuman. The cost is every dinner you missed, every silence Kate sat inside, every school play your daughter narrated to an empty chair. The product is the badge, the weight of it, the belief that the work means something, even when the system bends around politics and budgets and elections. You carry that belief the way your mother carried the dress with the tag still on, carefully, knowing it might not survive the trip, but carrying it anyway because the alternative is arriving empty-handed. Somewhere right now, a kid in Ohio is filling out an application to Quantico. He's the least impressive person in every room he's ever been in. He doesn't know that's a qualification. Nobody tells you that part. You just show up. If this made you think,